been a fantastic player for Ireland. But just on that little moment alone, I thought that kind of personified him as a player.
Well, look, now I know there is one more Six Nations game left, but surely Gatland has a pretty good idea of who is going to be starting for him this summer. So I know that Stephen Jones said that he'd only picked 2 Englishmen in Itoje and Farrell in his starting 15, and Clive Woodward's only contains 1 Irishman and 2 Scots. So Jamie and Zeebs, I want to hear who you have for your starting 15 for this first test.
My starting 15 would be on form. This is on Six Nations form, and the way I think they're going to want to play against the Springboks. Front row of Wyn Jones, Ken Owens, Ty Furlong. I think Wyn Jones.
What? Go away. 3 Welsh or 2 Welsh lads straight off the back.
Yeah, hang on. Hear me out now. Hear me out. Like, I think Ken Owens is the best hooker. I think he's a form hooker. I think he's head and shoulders above the other hookers at the minute.
What about
Ty Furlong? Yeah, I just think Ken is set piece. I think he's at test level at that level. I think he's experienced. He's toured before. I
agree with you. Yeah,
I think it'll be between him and Luke. No doubt. I think they'll both tour. I think Jamie George will probably tour as well. And then tight head Ty Furlong. I think it'll be a shootout between him and Carl Sinclair. I just think in set piece, against the box, he's bigger. He just brings. Ty Furlong's been immense, actually. When he's played for Ireland this year. And I think Wyn Jones has surprised quite a few people. Not many would agree with me. At 1, players will probably go for Mako or Cian Healy, or even Ellis Genge is probably in the conversation as well. But Curry, Faletau for me in the back row. Keep laughing, Z.
No. I agree.
Are you going to pick the Irish pack, you?
No, I go for Cian Healy, Rob Herring, Tyke Furlong. I go for James Ryan, Ian Henderson. I know. I agree with you. It was some good calls. But I go with Mako. I go with probably Luke Cowan-Dickey and Tyke Furlong. I go with Ian Henderson in the second row with maybe someone like Marrow, even though he's not in the best of form right now. I'd say his ceiling is probably the highest of the second rows, And then the back row, I really like Hamish Watson and Tom Curry. I think they're both playing really well. And I backed Sam Simmons to make the tour and start, so I reckon he should make it.
You think he's a test starter?
Yeah, why not? It's rugby at the end of the day, and he's playing the best rugby at number 8, so...
This is one of the beauties of a Lions tour, because if he does tour, a player like that could flourish in the opening tour matches, and all of a sudden you can't not pick him. So again, today's announcement, Lions tour South Africa, those provincial games come back into play, and players are allowed to play their place into that test side, which is awesome, because we'll see what players really come to the floor. It won't be about who played well in the Six Nations. It's about who is on tour and takes their opportunity in those opening games.
Oh, hang on, guys. Are you not doing 9 to 15 as well?
Yeah, all right.
I probably picked way too many English lads, considering they came 5th, did I?
Okay. Well, we're all back, so let's talk about the backs.
Yeah.
I've got Connor and Johnny.
No, I'm going Connor and Biggs. I'm going Connor and Dan Biggett.
Yeah.
I think Dan Biggett's been on great form this campaign. I think tactically, he's up there with Johnny. But I just think he's just got a bit more in his running game and a bit more defensively than Johnny at the minute, which is going to be key against the box. The box are coming at you at 9, 10, 12. They always have, always will. And so, I think Biggs defensively has been strong this year. And I'm going to go Connor. The way they're going to beat the box, I'm going to go Connor and Biggs. Zeebs?
I'd agree with you with Connor, and I would go Finn. I think Connor and himself, I think, will be a lovely blend, I think they'd work really well together. Connor has an unbelievable pass. He gets a lot of plaudits for his kicking, but I reckon his pass is even better, I don't think he gets enough credit for how good his pass is. It's amazing. I've played on the end of it, and it's as fast a pass as anyone in World Rugby, I reckon. So to have Finn running onto the ball at 100 miles an hour, pulling the strings, I think that would be a very exciting way to go after the Springboks. So yeah, they'd be my halfbacks.
Yeah, so in the midfield, look, when I look at players who put their hands up over the Six Nations, Robbie Henshaw stands out as the centre who's kind of really put his hand up, consistently delivered and played well. And he's the sort of player who will thrive against the box. Look, he's physical, he's attritional, he's a smart rugby player. So he's at 12 for me. I don't quite think Warren will go for kind of Farrell, a 10 and a Farrell at 12, kind of that dual playmaker against the Springboks. I think he's going to go for a physical midfield partnership. So I've gone Henshaw and George North at 13. I think, again, George is a test lion. He's a player who's thrived actually coming in a position in the midfield. And look, I think he's going to start in that test side. I just don't think it'll be on the wing. I think it's going to be at 13. There are obviously other midfielders in the conversation. You look at Ringrose, Jonathan Davis.
Manu?
It was two obvious. I don't think Manu's going to be fit, mate. Is he?
No, is he? Is he not? I don't
know.
No,
I mean he's been out. He's snapped his Achilles, so he's been out for a long time. So whether he'll be match fit or not. So yeah, look, it's the midfield is really hotly contested. I think they'll take 2 10s plus Farrell. So that's 2 10s of Bigger, Sexton, and Russell plus Farrell. And then they'll take 3 or 4 midfielders. Maybe one of those midfielders can play on the wing, a la George North as well. So look, it's a tough one. But to start, I've gone Henshaw North.
Steve, who have you gone with?
I agree with Robbie. Yeah. I actually agree with the centre partnership. Yeah, I think George has been in good form since he's made the switch into centre. And Robbie's been one of Ireland's best players. So they'd be the 2 standout guys in the centre for sure. And they, on the basis of the Six Nations, yeah, they'd be right up there.
It all depends how Gats is going to want to play. I mean, if he wants to, Farrell can easily slot in at 10 or 12, which, if he's not the right 10 to start, is he the right 12 to start? If not, brilliant option off the bench to control and, as a finisher, as they put it with England. I hate that word, Jack, by the way. Tell Eddie I hate the finisher too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll take 2 10s, Anna and Farrell.
And then, the last 3.
My back 3, I have gone with Anthony Watson. I think Anthony has to start and on the right wing. I'm going to go Josh Adams on the left wing. Again, there's a lot of calls for Lewis Rees-Zammit, but I think Josh's all-round game, his pace, his power, his defence gives him the nod. And for me, it's a straight shootout between Liam and Stuart Hogg. And I just think Hoggy pips it because it's just ability, his counter-attacking ability, his ability with ball in hand. I think he's unrivaled in the home except for Simon. Sorry, Simon. I just think he's got, and his long kicking ability. We saw Elliot Daly in New Zealand. Any of those penalties just in your half, Hoggy can kick those. So that could prove critical to winning as well. So I'm going Watson, Hogg, Adams, back 3.
Yeah, I go back 3. I'd pick Keith Earls on form on the left wing, and I would go with Anthony Watson on the right. And I think Liam Williams would be my fullback. He had a great tour last time. I thought he was excellent. He's been good in between or since the World Cup, and he's been playing well as well. I think he's a class operator, really good under the high ball, excellent counter-attack ability, really, really good tackler, good in defence. And he has that bit of flair, he'll do something out of nowhere. And I really like the way he plays. I think it's very close between him and Hoggy. Hoggy's been class too. Don't get me wrong. He's a match winner himself. But yeah, you could pick either or. My probable preference at the moment, Liam Williams probably just shades it. So yeah, I'd have the 2 of them definitely behind myself. Yeah.